Hey, what's up, guys? Good to be back with you again. The moral of the story here today is that you can't always trust what Football Manager tells you in terms of tactics. So we'll go take a look and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. This is what our team looks like. I'll tell you, I keep running into this problem where, like, our goalkeeper will try to knock the ball to the other side of the pitch, which is not what I want him to do. I want him to distribute the ball and not take a lot of risks like that. You can see here in the instructions for the position that we're telling him to take fewer risks and we're telling him to pass the ball shorter. Right, and what does he do? He does exactly what you've seen him do. He just sort of lumps the ball forward and hopes to that we can get some sort of easy counter attack. In transition here, we've told our players. So I have told them to play a counter press and to try to counter when we win possession. It's possible that we might want to hold shape, but I think that we want to keep countering because we're doing a fairly good job of it. But you can see I'm telling him distribution type, we want to try to, maybe we'll do this. We'll take short kicks as part of our distribution. And when we want to distribute this here, we'll probably want to distribute here to, I don't know, center backs or full backs. Yeah, we'll probably try to do that, distribute it there to the back, see if that makes much of a difference or not. I don't know. It's very, very difficult to say because I don't always know exactly what's going on and what the game's going to give me. The other thing that we've been looking into is you want to make it so that the player in this position stops taking a whole bunch of like random shots because it's kind of ridiculous for him to do this. So let's see if we can do. Probably click on shoot less off, and it's a supporting role. We'll tell him to take fewer risks in passing, and we probably want him to aim crosses at probably at the center. Let's see what happens if we do that. Cross more often. See what happens. Maybe this will work a little bit better. Maybe it won't. But the thing that I really want to do is I want to make sure that when we get the ball here into positions like right around here, we're not just blasting shots left and right. We can go here and look and see what, say, the advanced forward is doing as well. I mean, it's probably fine to do this. It's probably fine to tell him, to just go ahead and play the game the way that he wants to play. You can sort of see what happens. It's hard because you don't know for sure whether the players are actually going to play this way. So if you've forgotten, I play on hardcore mode, which means that we don't have any actual numbers here. What we have are these little dots. Thank you to the Mustermann's skin. And so when we look at things like decisions, you can see that this Felice Fata, who was the goalkeeper for the last game, doesn't have a great decisions rating. I can't see what the number is because it's not really going to show up anywhere. Additionally, he's not always that consistent. So there's a chance that, he'll make some pretty silly decisions when he gets the ball, right? We look over here at Loke. Again, with decisions, he has a pretty poor decision ranking. Doesn't have great consistency. Not very well. Who cares about this? He needs to worry about doing a better job with crossing as well, and is not a particularly versatile player, right? So anyway, a lot of this stuff doesn't really matter that much, but the thing that's important here is to know that if your players are not really playing according to your tactic, it might not be because Football Manager is broken. It might be because your players kind of stink. And when we're playing here in American Samoa, it would not surprise me if the actual thing that was happening is the players just weren't very good, right? My guess is that that's probably what's actually happening here. It's probably the case that we're looking at a bunch of players who are not that great. Now, you'll remember before the last match, if you go back and watch it again, Fetuau and Palipua were showing up as having a poor partnership together. Well, now it's showing up as having a fairly decent partnership together, having played often together in their selected roles. So which one is true, which one is not true? I don't know. I don't think you can trust it, right? I think that there's some sort of degree of randomness that comes into play that is probably causing this to be to not work the way that it really should. Interesting to see that Maele and Tagai now have a partnership. These partnerships, by the way, the reason why you want to go through, let's see if I can show it again, and have a whole bunch of friendlies and keep playing your players is so they can develop those partnerships and develop that understanding, as I've said before, and that also helps with team cohesion and club atmosphere and gets people to be pretty happy. So there you go. That's the way that the tactics look overall. There's not really that much of a theory behind the tactic. Really, what I want to do is try to work the ball into one of these two guys as much as possible because they're both excellent players. We have a lot of really good strikers, and I want to prevent guys like him or the player in this position from taking a whole bunch of shots because it's ridiculous for them to take shots. They shouldn't be taking a whole bunch of shots, and they should take fewer risks when they play. and that's really the way that we want them to play. So there you go. If I'm doing everything wrong with the tactic building, if you have specific advice or whatever, let me know. So far, this tactic has worked fairly well for this team. I think that we're doing quite well. When we go look here at the competition, I actually haven't done this yet, and we look and see what the season preview gives us. We're picked to win. We're picked to win by a pretty large margin. In fact, the entire media Dream 11 is mostly our players, with a couple of exceptions. And these are guys that, maybe we can see if we can sign this guy, right? So see what he says. Oh, look, he's willing to sign for us. So we'll sign another one. There you go. Don't you love playing in amateur leagues? It's great. So there you go. Oh, look, Ikuvala is actually the highlighted star player and the best goalkeeper in the league. How about that? So there you have it. That's kind of the way that it works. If you're having a hard time with your tactics, instead of looking at the tactics and saying that the game is broken, you probably should look at your personnel, because as I've said before, the problem might not actually be your tactic. Antonio Poli is still not willing to come to us, so we may have to wait a little bit longer for him. There you have it. Hope you have a good day. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.